I'm actually stepping today. It was supposed to be someone else from my team having this presentation, but here I am. We are going to talk about the roaming journey of Telenor, or now Telenor Linx. What we have done and why we have done as we have, and some focus going forward. So first, what is Telenor Linx? We had a dinner last night with some of you, and then I realized that it's not completely known out there. Who is Telenor Linx? Who is Telenor Global Services? Who is actually doing the roaming within Telenor? So Telenor Linx, that is a result of the merger in between Telenor Global Services, which was the international carrier for Telenor, and also Telenor Digital. And Telenor Digital was kind of the cool software company within Telenor. Having all the engineers developing all the cool stuff. So these two companies were merged into one, and the result is Telenor Linx. So if you see on this slide, you see you have the digital partners on one side, and then you have the MNOs on the other side. So we are connecting the digital players and the MNOs. On the right-hand side, you see that we are currently having then about 240 million end customers we are serving within Telenor. That includes the IoT SIMs from Telenor Connection. And we are also having 600 plus external MNOs as partners and customers. We have divided the business into 3 verticals, where the international communication, then sales and engagement platforms, and also account security. And today I will focus then on the international communication, where we have managed roaming. So I think on this one there may be many clicks in order to get the full picture, but this is to show the journey in Telenor. From we decided to centralize roaming within the group. So it started in 2015. All the different business units in Telenor, they were doing the international wholesale roaming by themselves. And then we decided to centralize. It makes sense to centralize, to be bigger, to leverage on the scale. So first we onboarded all the Nordic business units, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and also Telenor Connection. And then we onboarded all our Eastern European business units and also the Asian business units. And then we built an operation in Myanmar, so they were onboarded, and we also then acquired a company in Finland so that we cover nearly the whole of the Nordics. And in 2020, we decided that the centralized setup that we were serving our own business units with, we wanted to offer that to the external market. So that we did in 2020, and since then we have onboarded two external customers on the managed roaming. And that is one in Chile, and that is Telkom South Africa in South Africa. And now we have also had some offboardings because we sold the Central Eastern European business units within Telenor. So they were offboarded, and we also had to withdraw from Myanmar some years ago. And now we are working towards many new external MNO prospects to onboard more companies to our service. So this is showing more like the different steps in our journey. First, we had the BU-centric approach. Then we had the group-centric approach, where we centralized within Telenor as part of Telenor Global Services, TGS. And then we moved to the Telenor Linx setup, where we are more of a standalone company within Telenor. We are not just a group provider centralizing and serving our own business units, but we're also serving the external market. So there we have the standalone company as Telenor Linx, where we are also focusing externally. So what are we bringing with the managed roaming? We need to be future fit. Now it is developing very fast in the market, right? We know about the sunsetting of technologies. We need to be ready with the new ones when the old ones sunset. So there is a huge focus on the following up on the technology sunsets and being ready with the new services coming and helping our companies with that. And on the simplified, yes, we are delivering the full scope. We are not only focusing on the negotiations on the roaming, but we are focusing on the A to Z of the managed roaming service so that we can simplify for our MNOs. And of course, the scale, which is sort of the underlying, why would you centralize a setup for such a service? It is because you want to leverage on the scale. Size matters in this business. Let's see. Did it move? Yes. So again, back to the complexity in the roaming business is increasing. And the change is happening more rapidly than it has before. So as I see it, we need to be faster, more proactive, and also smarter. We need to do the business in a smarter way than we did yesterday. We need to find new ways of doing this and deliver even better out in the market. So if you look at this graph, this one is illustrating how we are closely following up on the sunsets of the old technologies. 2G, 3G networks are closing down. And to illustrate that it's going much faster, because if you can see, it took like 20 years to build up the GSM roaming coverage as we have today. And now it's closing down 2G and 3G. And we are rolling out new technologies like voice over LTE. We don't have 20 years to come up to the coverage level as we have on the GSM, right? 450 partners maybe you would want to have the service with to have the full coverage for your end customers. You probably have maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and then you need to be here because then the 2G and 3G networks are gone, and there is no voice then without having the voice over LTE service opened with the partner. So this is just showing that we need to follow this really closely, and we need to work much smarter because we need to do this so much quicker than we did in the past. We need to find new ways of doing this to be able to deliver. Yes, and this, so some of the roaming trends that we see, some of the industry trends, yes, it's going very fast, but we also see that there is within the wholesale roaming business, I think there has been a shift from the MNOs, that they see the importance of the retail roaming compared to sort of, I want to protect my inbound revenue. Because there is no growth in the roaming industry unless the retail is growing. That's where the growth comes from. It's not like the inbound roaming, the wholesale volumes will not grow without the retail growth. So we actually see a shift from our own business units, but also from the external market and the potential prospects we are discussing with, is that they understand that. So that's what they need, that's what they want to grow. And thereby the focus is more like getting the cost down than protecting the inbound revenue. So this is a trend then that we need to, I think all these trends, we need to be ready to fulfill these needs and new trends and wishes from our potential customers. And then again, the 2G and 3G sunsets, as I mentioned, and preparing for new technologies. It's not, as was showed on the other slide, it's not only about the voice over LTE, it's also about LTE-M. It's about many new technologies, and 5G non-standalone, that is already being rolled out, but now we are preparing for 5G standalone. And the next one is, yes, the IoT growth. That is the accelerating growth within IoT. I think that's very clear from all of us. And we are today taking care of Telenor connection. So we have all these IoT SIM cards from Telenor out in the world. And yes, and the growth is tremendous. And not only the IoT is requiring new business model, but I think the IoT business is pushing, or it is, makes the need for new business model move even faster. So, but it will also come, I think, within the regular roaming business, not only for the IoT, but that is sort of what is pushing this forward now. There will be new business models on the wholesale roaming arena, which we need to support. And then the last one, roaming quality demands. I think that can also be related a bit to the IoT, right? Because when you have IoT devices, it could be really crucial, I don't know where it is somewhere in the world, you cannot lose coverage, right? It's much more important for some, it could be a health computer, it could be linked to some hospital equipment, etc. It's even more important that you have the quality on top with these devices. When you're traveling by yourself, right, you feel that it's extremely important with the quality, but you could actually survive without 5 minutes of coverage somewhere, right? But the roaming quality demands is going like this. It's not just like best effort. That's not good enough any longer. You need to, okay, so you have a visitor network and a home network and a connection in between, but you need to secure your customers that you are in control of the whole end-to-end quality. And this we see as an increase, a tremendous increase in this demand. And what kind of tools, how we can secure that the quality is always on top, how we can provide some proactive monitoring, how we can do this. This is here we need to develop as well. So this is this is my end slide. So I think it is summarizing a bit how we started. We started with decentralization within Telenor Group. It made sense to do this centralized. We could deliver better commercial results because of the scale. And then we expanded this to also move to the external market, even more scale. We'd also deliver better to our own business units that we already have. And but then not only like from internal to external on the market, but also from I think it started with like we need to do the negotiations together. I think that was like the basic. That's what we started to say. But it's not only about negotiations. It is about the full scope of the wholesale roaming and also secure that you are like one step ahead and always manage to develop this according to what is needed in the market. So what I'm saying, more focus on the quality and the new technologies, new business models, and also new, smarter ways of doing the business. Partner up with the experts in the industry, deliver even better to your customers. So I think the last sentence here, it's not only about the negotiations, it's about the full package, and you need to be one step ahead in order to succeed in the roaming business. Yes?
I'm impressed considering it wasn't supposed to be you doing the presentation.
Okay,
it's very well executed.
Thanks.
Any questions, anyone? Oh, yes. So please stand up, say your name and your company.
Hello, this is Dmitry from AB Handshake. I have a question because recently we have been speaking a lot about artificial inflation and messaging and voice partially. Did you maybe, because the wholesale roaming business is also partly about volumes and pay kind of commitments, did you maybe experience any cases of artificial roaming inflation for obviously the same reasons?
Roaming.
How we could utilize artificial intelligence in roaming?
No.
Roaming, artificial roaming inflation.
Have you seen
So
any
like
fake roaming traffic being created?
Oh yeah, there is lots of fraud. There is also fraud. And in some markets, we see an increase on the fraud. So we see both like the outbound fraud from our customers and also inbound in the markets. And to follow up on the inbound fraud, when we also handle the voice, because we are also a voice carrier, then we are in full control of this. And we have a very strict process. And we get the money back in 9 out of 10 cases. But when we are not in control of the voice, So if it's like an inbound fraud somewhere and we are not in control of it, then then I don't know what is then the recovery rate is not that high. But we have a focus on the fraud, yes, the voice fraud.
Okay, thank you. Another question.
Hi, this is Elias Tajer from Transatel. Quick question, you mentioned staying ahead, one step ahead. How about your initiatives on the 5G SA? Could you share a little bit more information? And when do we expect to have a Telenor wholesale 5G SA offer? Thank you.
Are you allowed to say that?
I would say that we actually started off this project nearly 1 year ago to see what is needed, both from the roaming connect services, what is needed in order to support for the 5G standalone. And then we are in dialogue with our own business units that are most advanced. So now it's actually Telenor Norway will probably be the first one that we start the testing with. So I cannot say a date, but I can say that there is interest from our customers and we are in the preparation phase.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Charlotte. Very good. Thank you. Very good presentation.
Okay,